Votes are expected to take place late in the afternoon around 4:30. Political experts say it's unlikely any of those measures will pass. Now, some other controversial decisions up for discussion in the Supreme Court: affirmative action, abortion, immigration. And Byron Henry is a legal expert from Solid Counsel here and joins us now via Skype. Thank you so much for joining us here. So can you touch on the status of these big issues right now? We've been wondering about these decisions, if we're going to hear from the Supreme Court. Do you think any of this will be made into a decision soon?
Yes, the court issued opinions today, of course, none of the big opinions that we've been waiting on, but we have an opinion day on Thursday. So Thursday at 10 o'clock Eastern, the court will issue opinions. And then we have another opinion day next Monday, the 27th, on which the court will probably issue the remainder of the opinions. So it looks like it will either be this coming Thursday or next Monday for the big opinions that we're all waiting on. That includes the immigration decision, the abortion decision, and of course the affirmative action decision out of Texas.
And you've been following these, of course, very closely. With any of these topics, do you think any of them decisions will actually be made, or do you think they'll be split down the middle?
Well, conventional wisdom is that when they voted on the cases, if they were going to be split, they would have issued the one-sentence affirmance for those cases, and those cases would already be disposed of. So it's believed that each one of these opinions will have an opinion, meaning not split 4-4. Interestingly, in the affirmative action case, there's only 7 justices sitting because Justice Kagan is recused. So we have 8 justices on 2 of the big opinions and only 7 justices on the affirmative action opinion. But right now it looks like there'll be an opinion in all of those cases.
And as far as a lot of people thinking about this with the speculation, with the balance of power and how much influence the next president can have, whatever happens with these decisions, what are your speculations as far as moving forward after the election here?
Well, interestingly, even if there are decisions in these 4-4 court and in the 7-member court, it's likely there'll be narrow decisions. In other words, the court is mindful of the fact that there's another justice that will be joining the court by some president, whether it's a President Trump, President Clinton, or whatnot. So probably in all of the decisions from abortion all the way to affirmative action and immigration, you're looking at a narrower opinion. And we've seen that over the last couple of weeks when some of the more hotly debated opinions have come down on some issues, including one today in a search and seizure case. They're close cases and they're decided on very narrow grounds, so they're not big sweeping decisions changing the law for everyone in the country.
And what does happen, for instance, if it is a split decision moving forward? Does it just go back to the lower court ruling? Is that how that works?
Yes, if it is a 4-4 decision, then what happens is they issue a one-sentence affirmance, meaning whatever the lower court circuit court opinion is, that the decision is affirmed by an equally divided Supreme Court. It doesn't make law for the country, and until the Supreme Court rules on the issue, the law in that circuit from which the opinion came, that will be the law, that opinion.
Well, thank you so much for joining us here and putting this into perspective for us. We appreciate your time here this afternoon as well. And if you do have questions, you want to listen to the interview again, you can go to our website, nebraska.tv, and get Byron's connection information there as well.